The sheriff's badge caught the sunlight before my sister's smile did. That's how the day cracked open. Applause froze mid-clap. 40 strangers wandered my beach house with brochures in their hands. Champagne flutes sweating onto marble I paid for. My sister stood at the door, glowing, promising 10% commission splits like party favors. Then the vacation rental company stepped in behind the sheriff and said the quiet part out loud. This property has 52 weeks of paid bookings. You're trespassing. I didn't look at her. I watched the tide breathe through the glass. Walls, calm, even. I had rehearsed this moment for months. It started with a divorce that everyone pretended was amicable. Papers signed. Smiles for the kids. I kept the beach house because it was mine before love learned how to lie. I let my sister help me organize my life. She was family. She had the license. She had the right tone. She said she'd watch the place while I traveled. She said she'd protect me. We were close once. Same room growing up. Same secrets. She knew where I hid my fears. I knew where she hid her ambition. I trusted her because trust is what you give when you're tired of fighting. The changes were small. An email I didn't recognize. A lock code that lagged when I tried it. A neighbor asking why my house was back on the market. I told myself it was stress. I told myself she wouldn't. Family doesn't. Then a text landed on my phone by accident. Not meant for me. Open house Saturday. Price firm. Bring your buyers. My address was in the message. My stomach didn't drop. It sharpened. I didn't confront her. I cataloged. I pulled the county records. I called my attorney and asked questions I already knew the answers to. I logged into the rental dashboard she forgot to log out of. 52 weeks booked. Deposits cleared. Guests arriving like clockwork. I watched her schedule an open house over people's vacations and call it hustle. I stopped sleeping. Not from rage. From focus. I moved quietly. I reinstated my control over the rental accounts. I froze listings with a single email. I forwarded every message she sent to the state. Board, dates, promises, commission, splits offered on a property she didn't own. Wasn't authorized to sell and couldn't legally market. I asked my attorney to draft one letter and not send it yet. Timing matters. On the morning of the open house, I sent 2 invites. One to the rental company, one to the sheriff. I didn't ask for favors. I asked for enforcement. I arrived early and walked the rooms like a ghost. She'd staged it beautifully. My life rearranged to sell the idea of a future she wanted to own. I stood in the kitchen and remembered us baking cookies, stealing chocolate chips, swearing we'd never betray each other. I closed the memory and left the door unlocked. Now we're back here. Applause turned to whispers. Buyers checking their phones. My sister's eyes finally finding me across the room. Recognition hit her like a delayed wave. She tried to speak. The sheriff spoke first. Her license was suspended on site. The words landed clean. No drama, no yelling, just consequences. She looked at me then. I stepped forward, close enough that she could hear my breathing. I told you I'd protect the house, I said. It was true. I never said I'd protect her. The rental company explained the bookings. The sheriff explained trespassing. The buyers drifted out, offended and embarrassed. Brochures abandoned like confetti after a bad parade. My sister's phone buzzed nonstop. Agents canceling. Clients vanishing. The future evaporating in real time. She whispered my name like it was a plea. I didn't answer. I handed the sheriff a folder. Everything was inside. Screenshots, contracts, dates. I'd labeled it neatly. I like order. When it was over, the house felt bigger, emptier, honest. The tide kept breathing. Later, alone, I poured a glass of water and stood barefoot on the cool floor. I didn't feel joy. I felt alignment. The kind that clicks when the truth finally matches the outcome. I thought about betrayal and how it teaches you to listen. How it sharpens your instincts. How revenge doesn't have to be loud to be complete. I didn't ruin her. She walked herself to the edge and assumed I wouldn't notice. Family is a powerful word. So is ownership. I learned the difference. That night, guests checked in right on schedule. Laughter carried down the hall. Suitcases rolled over tile. The house did what it was meant to do. It held people. It kept its promises. I slept deeply for the first time in months. Not because I won. Because I stopped pretending.